to, show up every day and do the work every day because we've been doing this and we've had fall break and we're starting to get a little tired. You're almost to the end. The December is going to be here before you know it. There's going to be Thanksgiving break, so that's going to break up stuff. There's going to be Christmas break, so that's going to add stressors and everything. And it's really important that you stay consistent, keep to your routines, and do things to help yourself out. I'm going to talk about this. Well, I'm going to share the warm up with you guys. Um, Here's the warm up. So go ahead and hop on that. Um, I'm going to talk while you guys work a little bit. No, I probably shouldn't, but I was told last week that I have to post grades, and that's new to me. I did not have to post grades in the past. Of course, we have a new guidance counselor this year, so she's running things a little bit different, but no problem. I did mix up the dates when I made an announcement on Google Classroom. So the grading period ended on the 15th. I have until this Friday, not last Friday, to put in the grades as far as what I think is correct. And so I'm going to try to manipulate some stuff, the dates, so that, stuff that's not finished can go on quarter 2. But there should be plenty of time, even if you're 1 week behind. If you're 1 week behind, there should be plenty of time um, to get all that stuff turned in, because there's a week difference between the end of quarter and the posting date. Now, there's a few kids who have exceptional circumstances. There's a few kids who have run into some problems this year and they've talked to me about it, or they showed up really late and they've talked to me about it and they've done a good job communicating. And we're, if we need to, we're going to make exceptions for those kids. I'm going to see, I want to do everything possible in order to help you get the grade that you have earned. So if you are doing the work, then you will earn a good grade. And there's no sense in not earning a good grade. You have keys money to get, you have pride to keep and earn. And, you really, if you put in the work every single day, about 45 minutes to an hour of math, and some people it'll be less, maybe some people might be a little bit more, you should get an A. We had a lot of A's as of a few weeks ago, and I'm gonna offer another remediation day, at least one, maybe two, for you guys. But we do move quick because in December we're over with. You will not have me, maybe. Well, you won't have me for geometry in January, and everybody at Bullet Central and Bullet East, they're gonna have geometry January, February, March, April, and you guys will be moving on to new and exciting things. Okay, did everybody get the warm up? I'm gonna say good morning to everybody real quick and go to my attendance. And I'm going to pause record, and I am going to take attendance and let you guys work on the warm up for another, I think, 6 or 7 minutes. There's quite a few problems, so I'm going to give you guys time. If you guys want to chat in the chat and say, hey, help me out with number 2, I want to encourage you guys to use the chat for support. All right, I have 9. I'm going to start looking at the questions real quick, and just make sure you guys finish this, okay? So with or without me. Up here, I put the list of the formulas and the equations. Well, I guess the equations for a line. There's one formula that you have to know, and you can write it down and leave it written down for the test, okay? It's the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And some students will get confused because they'll want to put x on top because x comes before y on the alphabet, and that's not true. You can also write this as delta y over delta x, right? Delta meaning difference or change. So anytime you subtract the two, you're finding the difference between them. And then the other one that you're going to use that you're really going to want to know is this one right here, point slope. Okay, you want to get used to working with this, and you want to get used to plugging in this line. Okay, with this one, you want to identify where your slope is. Okay, and you want to get used to manipulating this from standard form. We really did not cover the intercept form. And if you look at it and think about it, it will make sense. And then vertical and horizontal lines we've had on a number of different assignments. Whereas if you just have a line y equals a number, then it's vertical, and you have a line x equals a number, it's I'm sorry, this is horizontal. And if you have x equals a number, it's vertical. Okay, so we've worked with this in the units, in the lessons, we've worked with this, and we've spent some time with y equals mx plus b. We spent a lot of time with point slope, and we've converted standard form to slope intercept. We've converted point slope to slope intercept. Okay. Okay. All right, so let me get rid of that and go down here. Okay, so this is your vocab of transversals. So this line, if this is L or whatever it is, this is your transversal line going across two parallels. So that means that we have defined relationship angles. You need to know things like corresponding. So like this angle and this angle are corresponding. They are congruent, okay? And then this angle and this angle are alternate exterior, alternate sides exterior of the parallel lines. And so those are congruent. So you need to know all of those, okay? These two angles right here are, what are they? They are consecutive, or consecutive interior angles, okay? So the rule is that consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So if I take, I'm gonna switch to text. If I take 2x plus 43 and I add 2x minus 3, then I should get 180 because they're supplementary. Okay, so then we combine like terms. We have 2x and 2x gives us 4x, and positive 43 and negative 3 equals plus 40, and that is equal to 180 still, right? Okay, and then we're going to subtract 40 across. So I have 4x is equal to 140. And x was equal to, I believe it was 25. 140 divided by 4 is 35. Oh, did I put 25? Let's see. Oh, I punched my calculator wrong, guys. 140 divided by 4. So 140 divided by 4, 35. Ooh, Mr. Brooks. Can you guys confirm that I'm right? That 140 is 35? 140 divided by 4. Okay, all right. So that was my fat thumb. So my calculator, I know, is sticky fingers sometimes, but all right. Well, that was fun. Learn that lesson. All right. And then this is another good one I saw, and I like this one because there's actually two ways to do it, of course. So you can say, well, this angle and this angle are alternate exterior angles, so they are congruent. So you can put 125 is equal to 7y plus 27. And that was how you solve for y. I did say solve for x. And so I put 15x minus 5 with these two angles make a line. So these two are supplementary. So it's kind of the same thing. 15x minus 5 plus 125 is equal to 180. Okay, so that means that 15x plus 125 is equal to 180. Oh, I'm sorry, 120 is equal to 180. That's -5 and positive 125 make 120, and then minus 120, minus 120, and that gives you 15x is equal to 60, and that means that x is equal to 4. 15 times 4 is 60. Okay. All right. And then coming down to this one, this is an ACT problem. It came off an ACT prep question. And this says a whole bunch of stuff, but they give it to you right here. So most of the time when you are doing an ACT problem, they're going to confirm in words what is already said in a picture. And so you can save some time. If you're worried about time, you can save some time and really not read this. Now, I'm not telling you not to read it, but you really you can go with what the picture. Sometimes there's extra information in there, so if you want to read it real quick. The big thing is that line L is parallel to line M, because if these two are parallel, then we have those angle relationships, right? Because we have a transversal here, we have a transversal here. U and T are transversals, and that means that we have angle relationships. So let's see what we got. We got 130 right here, and that means that this is 130. We have 80 right here, so that means that this is angle is 80. Those are vertical angles. And then 130 and this angle are supplementary, so that means that there's 50 right there, and then this is vertical to that. That's 50 right there. Okay, now if this is 180, I'm sorry, if this is 80 and 80, that's 160. So this is 160. So that means that this is 200. U, A, C, I guess. This right here is 200. And if this is let's see, how did I do this? Let's see. It does split it where it's 50, and there was a way I proved it. Oh yeah. So this angle, TAL, is corresponding to this angle. So this has to be 130. So 130 minus 80 is 50. So that means this is 50, this is 50, this is 50, this is 50. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then over here, this turns out to be 130 also, because this is corresponding with that. And that means this is 50 and that's 50. Okay. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so I got C as my answer. My phone just blew up. Oh, because my daughter's Infinite Campus thing is posted. Okay. All right. Any questions on that? Okay, my apologies about the mix up on the answers for the top one. I hope that given a little bit extra time, you guys are good. Oh, there's 15, so I'm still missing a few people, but I'm going to segue from the ACT question here to talking about the ACT class recording. The ACT class recording is in the BVLA high school classwork. Okay, so go to classroom, go to classwork. We had about a dozen kids, maybe a little bit more there on Friday. And we talked about the origins of the ACT. We talked about how the ACT is made up. We talked about scoring the ACT. And you guys are going to be taking this ACT in March. Of course, you want to do your best. And if you did not attend that session on Friday, I really strongly encourage you to go listen to that ACT recording. And maybe you already know about the ACT because you have an older brother or sister that took it. And if that's the case, great. It's not mandatory. Nobody's checking up on you. But again, now's the time to start preparing. That is a great question. Mackenzie says, are we going to be taking the ACT at our home school or at Rock? That's a really good question. And I want to say they're probably going to pull you into your home schools. And the reason is that Rock is not going to have the space to test all of BVLA and Rock students. So my guess would be you're going to go back to your home schools to take it. And I don't know if they have space there, but I assume so. But we don't have space here. I'd love to have you guys come over here, believe me. But that's just my guess. They have not announced anything yet. Grades posting, we talked about remediation. I posted a little remediation thing. Let's see. This is algebra 2. Geometry, classwork, remediation. Or maybe it was here. There's remediation. So I put the remediation in the stream. You guys see where I was? Geometry stream right here. And I put this together. It was late. I apologize. You know, I had a whole bunch of stuff in the morning. I think I had 4 Zooms yesterday. I was really fatigued. But my recommendation for a mediation grade was to start with checking your grade in Infinite Campus. Sometimes I make a mistake, but sometimes you make a mistake and you forget things, and you can find out what's important. You have 3 grades in this class. It's formative, summative, and agency. Agency is your warm up and your stuff in class, and your basic general practice assignments. The summatives are the tests and the PBL projects, and the formatives are the quizzes and the tasks, things that you have to show your work. Okay, so if you have a low grade in formula, let's see, right? Ah, shoot, I'm sorry, this mouse drives me nuts. Like for this person right here, and this is not what you see the 3 grades, but they're not across like mine. I would say that formative is a B, summative is a C, but agency is a D. So I would go in and look at any missing work, like homework and stuff. And then, same here, like the lowest score is agency. Right here, the summative is really low as well as agency. So you might go back and look at PBL, did you get full credit, or go back and see about making test corrections. At this point, I don't know about test corrections, but maybe you're going to study really well for the next test. Okay. The agency, you can get 100% in really easy. If you don't score well on some of the assignments, go back and resubmit them. You can resubmit anything. Okay. The tasks, come back and work with me. I am a stickler. Some of you guys have noticed, I am a stickler for making sure you guys do a good job. It is my expectation that you own your learning, and that if you don't show your work on the task, I say, show your work on the task. Some of you guys resubmit, and I'm really proud of you for that. Okay. I don't want this to be where you guys are just checking boxes and then you get out, because when you get to that real world, be it college or a job, if you just check the boxes, you're doing the minimum and you're going to get passed over for a lot of stuff. Okay. Then I said, oh, wait, check your IC, check your email. On a lot of the things we've been doing, I've been sending a lot of email help out. I've been taking screenshots and sending it out and saying, hey, do this. I cannot take screenshots or attach pictures to Infinite Campus, to Google Classroom. I can't. I put comments on most of the time, but for like the Google Forms, I just take a screenshot and send it, and I say, hey, this is what you're missing. So I've sent out like 600 emails. So check your emails, and then go to the checklist slide and either do missing work or remediation. Okay. Here's a good place to start. The SketchUp. The SketchUp is meant to be easy points. And so if you don't have the SketchUp done, then do the SketchUp. Like, you're allowed to not do great on my test because I give you stuff like the SketchUp. Do you have all your homework assignments? Some of you guys are missing some stuff. Go back and turn something in, get some credit for it. Even if you don't finish it all, do something on it and turn it in. Did you do the task? You know, the tasks are a big formative grade, you know. If you didn't make a good grade on the task, go back, try to edit it, read my notes and make some corrections, okay? Check the helper docs. I was late in putting the helper docs up, but there are lots of keys now in the helper docs. So if you did not understand an answer for the assignment, you can go there and work backwards if you don't want to ask me for help. Okay, go back and check the helper docs. Just do it in order to just validate your answers, you know? And then I put these 2 quizzes on. You can do these quizzes or not, just to test yourself if you're ready for the test. And so far I did not have any takers, but again, I posted it late on Friday. And so, you know, that's kind of on me. Okay, any questions about remediation? What does remediation do? Amy, on the lesson plan document, I put remediation day. Here's fall break jump right here is my favorite. Boom. I put remediation day as this day, and I did not have an exit form for it. But I said Friday, you have no new assignments. There's nothing to do Friday, so you just do the remediation. Now, if you have an A in the class, then you don't have to do it. Okay, another good question. Where are the helper docs located? Thank you guys for asking questions. You guys need to ask more questions. The helper docs are right here. Click on this, click right here, and we're in slopes and logic. So you have keys to the transversal lines. So like, hey, there's all the answers to this one. Parallel lines and transversals, there's all the answers to this one. Right equations given slopes, there's some answers to that one and the review for the test. So you don't have the delta math on there, but you have those. And if you need any extra help other than the keys, then please, please, please let me know, okay? I try really hard not to say no to helping kids. All right. Where was I? Let's see. So just going back here, let's go fall break jump. Boom, it's my favorite. Today and tomorrow, I say you guys have the summative and there's an ORQ. Okay, so what's the ORQ? The ORQ is open response. You have to show work. Please, 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 please show work. Let's see. Right there. That's where it is. Okay, so there's our transversal. Identify a pair of alternate interior angles. Identify a pair of consecutive interior angles. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. So you're gonna have to use that point slope form for this, okay? And you're gonna have to show why and explain. If you just write one equation without telling me how you got there, you know, or you know, show your thinking, I guess. Write an equation in slope intercept form for parallel. Oh, so it's slope intercept. It's not, you have to use point slope form to get to slope intercept form. So yeah, you have to show your work. You have to show how you got there. Okay, if you just write your answer in slope intercept form without showing me how you got there, it's not full credit. Here's another one right here. And then this is based off the task. You guys did the task. We did an example of the task. You guys turned the task in. You guys got feedback. This is the exact same thing from the task. So if you did the task and you got 20 out of 20 on the task, you're good. If you didn't get 20 out of 20 on the task before you do the ORQ, you can come to me and you can say, hey, Mr. Brooks, can we talk about my task? Okay. Turn this in. And the test is on Mastery Connect. All right, any questions on the test? Okay, so you guys have today and tomorrow for the test. If you don't want to do it today, do it tomorrow. Okay. Where's Descartes? Descartes. Do I have Descartes? I don't have Descartes. I need to put Descartes on here because I really want to talk about Descartes. But yeah, we'll talk about Descartes. All right, who do I want to talk about? I want to talk about Kathy Johnson. Okay. They made a movie about this girl, and I think she had some other people. I never saw the movie. I really need to watch more movies in my life. This is one thing that's lacking. But when we went to the moon, in the 70s, we went there on the Apollo rocket, and the Apollo rocket was the most advanced system of its time. Like there was nothing better than the Apollo rocket. Okay. And the Apollo rocket had less computing ability in it than your graphing calculator. So not this one. This one is not a graphing calculator, but some of you guys have the TI-80s. Have you guys seen the TI-80s where you can, it's got the big screen, you guys can graph, and then some kids, of course, like program video games on it so they can play video games in class, like a Game Boy. Well, the Apollo rocket had less computing power on it than that, but it did have a computer, and a lot of the systems on it were automated. So it was a computer flying most of it. Okay. You really don't want to leave something like flying a rocket to the moon in the hands of a human being. Human beings are not that good. Okay. So the way they did this was they had to write these long stretches of code, and they had to do all the calculations by hand. And doing calculations by hand is, of course, extremely tedious. And so they hired people that were really good mathematicians to do this code. And they hired this lady, among others. And this lady is the person who brought the United States to the moon. And of course, she did this in a time where African Americans were fighting for basic human rights, basic civil rights, where, you know, they couldn't vote, they couldn't swim in the same swimming pools, where they were harassed, where there were lynchings. And she did all this. And you know, something that you might not know about her is she graduated high school really early. I think she graduated high school at like 12 or 13, and she went into college, and you know, did really well at college. But she was recognized as a brilliant mathematician, and this was extraordinary that she got to rise through the ranks, while, you know, that was not too far from when Black students were not allowed to attend the same public schools as white students. I think that, you know, in the 50s and 60s was when, if I recall correctly, when we had to desegregate the South. So very, very interesting story with Kathy Johnson. I do encourage you to look up the movie about her. Does anybody know the name of the movie? Did anybody watch the movie? Does anybody watch the movie about her? Hidden Figures. I'm curious enough to click on this. I didn't think it was Hidden Figures, but I'm terrible with movie names. Let's see. She got a Bachelor's of Science in Mathematics and French in West Virginia State College. That's amazing. Handpicked as one of 3 Black students to integrate West Virginia's graduate students. So she was the first Black student, one of 3 first Black students at her school. And 1939. Yeah, it's not going to be here. It's going to be on our Wikipedia page. When asked to name her greatest contribution to space exploration, Johnson would talk about the calculations that helped sync Project Apollo's lunar module with the Lunar Orbiting Command and Service Module. She also worked the Space Shuttle and Earth Resources Technology Satellites, ERTS, and authored 26 research reports. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, think about what you have to do. This is the last thing I'm going to say. You know, when the Apollo went to the moon, the whole rocket shebang went to the moon, and then there was one orbiter that orbited the moon, and the lunar module detached and came down to the moon. And then the lunar module pushed off again. There was the top part of it shot up and reattached to the orbiter, still orbiting the moon, before they launched back to Earth. And the calculations that you had to do that is like mind blowing to me. It's just crazy, just absolutely crazy. Maybe it is Hidden Figures. I'm not sure, Deborah. I thought it was something else, but I really encourage you guys to read about her. And with that, I'm going to ask if there's any other questions or concerns. And if you guys are feeling good, make sure you filled out the warm up. If you have any questions or concerns at all, let me know. If you need to stay after class, please stay after class. You guys will do your test today or tomorrow. On Wednesday, we will start the next unit. I'm so looking forward to that. And